Alright, so in today's video, we're going over every single role in Rainbow Six Siege and what role you should be playing. First off, I'm going to go over all of the roles. You have your entry slash fragger people who go around the map getting kills, whether that be on attack, getting in, getting your first frag, or roaming on defense. Second, you have hard support. You have people who are opening walls, people who are preventing walls from being opened, people who are anchoring on site, and overall providing a lot of utility to win rounds, not necessarily focusing on kills. And third, you have flex players. These are your second entry people, your third entry people, maybe providing a little bit of hard breach, your Twitches, your Callies, people with priority nades, people that play Buck, Mira, etc. Anything that kind of doesn't fit the hard support or hard fragger role, I would count as a flex role. These are people that can play both roles extremely well and bounce between the two dependent on what their team needs. And because of this, in my opinion, these people are the best people in the game, the people that understand the game the most and is the hardest role to play. With that out of the way, let's get into the first category of people, and that is going to be your fraggers. Now, what does this look like throughout a round? If you're a fragger on attack, the main thing that you should be focused on is getting an entry pick, right? Roam clearing, that means going into the building and clearing out any of the rooms next to site to make sure that you get anybody that's lurking around the map, not on the site. You have your Ashe players, your Sophia players, you have your Yana players, Finka players, your Jackal players, people that have a lot of utility to roam clear and take out anybody that's across the map so that your team can focus on getting into site and getting the bomb down. On defense, what this looks like is roaming across the map. You're sitting in rooms far away from the site, and you're trying to waste a lot of time of the attackers. You're trying to make sure that the attackers waste as much time as possible clearing you out, trying to kill you, so that the people that you have on the site, your anchors, don't have to take scary gunfights, they don't have to use as much of their utility in a long amount of time, and they can sit safe on site without having to worry about getting flanked or getting pressured too much. The point of this role is mainly to get kills, to put your team in an advantageous position to then either get the bomb down or prevent the bomb from being planted. Because of this, people with very good gun skill are typically more suited to this role as they're taking more gunfights and they're trying to win the game by killing other people and wasting time. And because of that, there are operators that best suit this role. People like Vigil, people like Mozzie, people like Jaeger, people with really, really good guns that typically have very selfish gadgets like Vigil. He can just not get droned. Doesn't provide any utility to the team, but provides a lot of utility to himself as he's playing by himself because he's trying to frag, because he's roaming, because he's across the map. Roaming with him is going to be the best bet. With that out the way, let's get into the second role, hard support. So hard support, what this means is you're providing the most utility on your team to get into the bomb site and win the round. You're not focused on kills at all. You're focused on using the utility that your operator brings to make it easier for A, either your teammates to get kills, or B, plant the bomb and win the round. Your focus is solely winning the round and using your utility. You're not getting frags, the complete opposite of what a fragger does. On attack, this looks like just getting walls open. This looks like helping people who break open walls get the wall open. This looks like going above and providing verticality if you're playing somebody like Buck. This looks like putting nomad air jabs on doors. This looks like opening hatches. Anything like that opens walls that provide an aspect of the map to be opened for your teammates to go in and then get picks is something that a hard support does. What hard support looks like on defense are the complete opposite of hard supports on offense. They're meant to deny the hard supports on offense from getting the wall. So you have wall denial, people like Bandit, Cade, Mute, Maestro, people that sit in sight and make sure that the attacker utility does not get used to its full advantage are people that are hard supports on defense. You have people like Smoke who also do the same job, people like Maestro, people like Mira, etc. Mainly just anchors that are providing utility more than they're providing their gun skill are considered hard support. Now let's get into the weirdest and arguably hardest role to play on this list, and that is going to be flex. Now flex is weird because all it does is fill in the role of other players, but also it's hard because you have to know how to play both roles in order to fill that hole in your team's offense or defense. A good example of this would be Buck players, right? Sledge players, people that are playing Wamai, people that are playing Castle. Not only are these operators that don't quite fit into any of the role, but they can be used in either a support or fraggish way in order to get done what needs to get done. You have to reliably be able to fill in any holes in your team's offense or defense, meaning that if you have a team full of fraggers, you're going to have to go ahead and just play the support for your team. Or if you have a team that's stratting, that has nothing but supports and opening walls, and you're solo queuing, you're going to have to be the one getting frags to pick up the pace for your team. These are your third entry people, your second entry people. These are the Thatchers to your Thermites. These are the Wamais to your Jaegers. People like that provide support to supports, or provide support to fraggers, that fill in the holes that need to be filled in for the defense after everybody else has already picked their operator. Those are flex players. Flex players arguably have the highest game sense in the game, as if one of their teammates dies and they have to fill in a role mid-round, they have to completely change how they're playing, where they're playing, and what they're doing with their utility. These players need to have a high level of game sense and understanding of the game of Rainbow Six Siege, because as the round progresses and people die, you still need to be able to fill the roles of other people in the middle of the round. And to do that, you need to kind of understand the flow of the game and how things work in order to use your utility and your game sense and your fragging capabilities to the fullest advantage. Now, what role should you pick? Honestly, if you're solo queuing, playing Fragger is going to be your best bet, as you're playing by yourself. Typically in plat or below, most people don't have mics, so playing by yourself and doing things where you don't need to rely on your teammates, but your teammates also don't need to rely on you, is going to be your best bet. So this means picking operators that can help you get frags, like Vigil, like Jaeger, people with great guns, people with utility that's selfish, are inherently your best option there. If you're in a 5-stack of players, it goes either way. Especially if you're stratting, you can pick any role that you really want to. If your gun skill is not that great, but you like using utility, try hard support. If you're kind of average on both fronts, try flex. If you have really good gun skill, but find using utility kind of boring, or you're not really good at it, play Fragger. These are all things that need to be taken into account whenever you're choosing your role. Who do you like to play? What guns are your favorite? What guns are you good at? Play those operators and use those operators in the role that they're meant to be played. If you're curious, by the way, whenever I solo queue, obviously I play Fragger / flex because I don't have a team to support. Whenever I'm in a 5-stack of people, I actually mainly play hard support. I do flex a little bit here and there, especially if we already have a hard support on our team. I actually do kind of shine on flex a lot more than I do on hard support, but that's just me. That's going to be pretty much it for today's video, though. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm trying to do more educational videos like this. As of recording this, it's February 21st, so I think when this comes out, a few weeks from now, the new Operation Demon Veil is going to come out, and I'm going to be making a shit ton of content on that. So keep yourself posted for that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you like the video, like it. If you dislike the video, dislike it. And I'll see you in the next one.